Ja, hallo, Nice Dude hier nochmal. Jo, wir machen da weiter, wo wir beim letzten Mal stein, äh, stehen geblieben sind. Leider hat es uns vorhin einfach so den Stream beendet. Von dem her, joa, wir werden versuchen, am besten so zu machen, wie wir können. Wird schon irgendwie schief gehen. Also wie gesagt, wir sind immer noch fleißig hier am Looten, Leveln und Leveln und Looten. Jo, ich hoffe auf alle Fälle, dass wir bald noch mal ein paar Erfahrungspunkte sammeln. Ansonsten wird das irgendwann sehr kritisch. Das bedeutet, dass wir dann einen Dorfbewohner, einen Unschuldigen, wahrscheinlich beißen müssen, aussaugen. Und das wäre ja nicht das Ziel. Wir versuchen ja, so gut es geht, so wenige wie möglich, naja, beißen. Also Dorfbewohner, nicht Gegner, ne? Gegner können wir beißen so viele wie wollen. Das stört mich weniglich, aber die Dorfbewohner, die haben wir mal hart. Wenn wir die um die Ecke bringen, sind die halt weg. Ja, Gegner, die respawnen irgendwann wieder. Die können wir jederzeit wieder umnieten. Mir dein Hals her! Oh, den nächsten. Und du bist tot. Oh. Stärke gebraucht. Schauen wir mal, ob wir was upgraden können. Wir haben ja gerade einen Unterschlupf. Schade. Sehr schön. Ja, haben wir Ausdauer? Nee, brauchen wir nicht. Und dann gehen wir weiter. Sachen sammeln. Leute töten.
Good evening, sir.
I am not safe. I should never have come back here. My life is in...
You're much...
Bullets kill people.
Do you have...
I heard he...
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
Not really. I've spent so many days hiding to escape retaliation from the wet boot boys. Now that there's so much chaos, they might forget about me.
Interessant. London.
What can you tell me about this district?
The East End docks only knows one rule. Dog eat dog, and blood calls for blood. The gang will have their revenge on me one way or another.
What can you tell me about the locals?
Most people would say that Sean Hampton and Tom Watts are good men who try to sort things out. But for me, the real boss around there was my best friend, Jack Gillingham.
Jack Gillingham, you say?
Everyone round there knew Jack. He was a rock. A mountain even. He feared nothing.
Your friend Jack has something to do with you fleeing to the contaminated area where I found you. I want to know more.
Jack is dead. That's all you need to know. Dead because of me. So much violence. So much sorrow. All of that because I refuse to be insulted again.
Das konnten sie nicht wissen. Verantwortung. Ja, wir raten ihm Verantwortung übernehmen und nicht verstecken.
If you really believe you started all this mess, then face it. Take responsibility and stop hiding.
Jack told me once that a real hero does not seek the ordeal, for it is the ordeal itself that reveals the true hero. I now know he was right.
Oops.
Goodbye, Mr. Graydon. Good evening, young man.
There's no need to...
Have you...
He keeps investing time helping the poor and...
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr. Nightingale.
Gib mir mal dein Holz.
Please, sir. Come and have a gander.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course.
Ich natürlich kann mal reinkommen.
So,
Have you heard anything recently concerning Sean Hampton's shelter?
I've never heard that name before, I'm afraid.
Are you worried about the sanitation crisis in London?
Too much noise, too much shouting. It keeps me up. Is it really gunfire I'm hearing?
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham. It's locked, all right. Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that, Dr. Reed.
Are you feeling worried about the sanitary situation in London?
This city is falling apart. The disease kills so many people. No one cares about anything or anyone anymore but themselves.
Goodbye.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite a stranger to these parts.
My dear boy.
Ah, jetzt.
I'm sorry to say, but you haven't yet paid me for the clock I brought you last time.
The clock? Oh, yes. I found a broken clock in the living room and I couldn't remember where it came from.
You broke it. Ah, that is unfortunate. It was such a beautiful piece of work.
Really? Oh, I'm so clumsy these days. I'm so sorry. How much was it?
This'll be enough. I can't make you pay the whole price if it's broken.
That's so kind of you. I'm going to make some tea now.
It will be enough until the next time you forget it, you old bat.
Alles klar. Geld wieder zurückzugeben. Hätte da was.
I haven't seen young Sean around for a while.
Reden mit
Good evening, young man.
There's no need...
It's time to confess, Martin. You've exploited Miss Gillingham's weakness to your own advantage, have you not?
All I've done is smile at her and be kind to her. I've done no other harm than giving her what she needed. This is no crime.
Was ist? Sie sind unreif. Ihre Selbstversuche. Ja, sie sind unreif. Was nehmen wir mal? Ach komm, hier. Was ist
I
Ihre?
suppose we all justify our actions to ourselves in some way. So come, tell me what your excuse is.
You can blame my folks for that. They taught me never to expect nothing from anyone except lies.
So it's bad parenting then? How convenient. Where are your parents?
6 feet under, I suppose. When the flu had weakened my father enough for him to be too weak to punch me, I figured it was time to run away.
Is that why you let them die of the flu? Because your father was beating you?
When the epidemic started, last summer, I begged them to leave town. Neighbors were dying, houses were looted, but they chose to stay.
Do you have any regrets about what happened?
I haven't got regrets, but sometimes I'd like to make sure they're gone. Dead for good. Like, it helps me sleep.
Goodbye.
So, der hat uns alles erzählt, was es zu erzählen gibt. Jetzt klären wir noch die Mutter auf.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course. So, Oh, Dr. Tippets. What brings you back here? We haven't talked in quite some time.
Hi, schön, dass du zuschaust. Avu LFK.
Enid, listen to me. You must not trust Martin Nightingale. Do you understand?
Martin reminds me so much of my Jack. I've not seen him here in quite some time.
Martin is not your son, Miss Gillingham. He's taking advantage of you.
No, Martin is not my son. My son's name is Jack. He always takes such good care of me. Who is this Martin you speak of?
Please listen. Martin is a young man who extorts money from you. Because of your vulnerability, miss.
What are you attempting, Dr. Tippets? If this is some kind of new experimental procedure, well, I do not like it one bit.
Alles klar.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
Ah, Oscar. Hi, Oscar. Der hat nichts mehr groß zu sagen.
Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that, Dr. Reed.
Ja, kenn ich. Bist du ein Kollege von ihm? Hat er dich mir ja empfohlen? Das ist aber schön. Danke. Nein, die sangen schon Wrong No, Wrong. Falscher Lord, falscher Lord.
Good evening, Mr.
Are you sure?
Das ist aber nett von ihm. Grüß ihn recht schön und sag ihm Danke. Boah, schauen wir mal, was wir als nächstes machen. Ja, gut. Mehr als Level und looten wird halt nicht.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Have you heard any rumors regarding Sean Hampton's shelter?
The sad saint will always be a target for vampires, but I'm keeping an eye out.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
It seems the Guard of Priwen has declared war on vampires. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, though.
Really? I thought you'd be thrilled by this news.
The Guard can be reckless. They rush into a fight without thinking. The citizens of London should not be the collateral victims.
Alles klar.
Tell me about the vampire you spared.
It was... She was a girl. Her body was a mess. I could see pus running from the deep wound. She was crying in pain.
You cared about her. That's what defines us as human, Ichabod.
Yes, but she was a truly evil creature. I'm haunted by the tragedies she caused ever since I spared her.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Jo, den werden wir dann auch noch irgendwann.
The wet boots shouldn't be fighting each other. They've got bigger problems elsewhere.
Er wird zum Nachfolger von dem Alten. Na dann, viel Glück. Mal schauen, vielleicht macht er ja noch irgendetwas, das uns irgendeinen Hinweis gibt. Außer dort, ja, rumstehen und vor sich hin fuchteln. Kann er uns da irgendetwas dazu sagen?
Good evening, Mr.
Dr. Reed,
I'm afraid your posters were destroyed.
it cost me good money to print those posters. Such a pity people don't take the vampire menace seriously.
Did you really think the posters would be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector of these men and women.
Tell me, Ichabod, why do you consider yourself the protector of Hampton's shelter?
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicated, pious. His shelter is open to all, whoever they are. Most admirable.
So, how exactly are you...
I patrol.
Tell me,
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicated.
so,
I patrol.
how do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Ich glaube nicht, dass du nur einen getötet hast. Und Facecam mache
So,
ich erst, wenn ich, naja, 1000 Abos bekomme.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
Also 1000 Abos und 1000 Abrufe pro Video habe, dann werde ich Facecam machen. Tatsächlich. Ohne Witz. Bis dahin bleibe ich ein Mysterium. So ähnlich wie der werte GLP. Meine Community hat also ein bisschen was zu tun. 1000 Leute finden, die mich schauen und abonnieren. Das könnte jederzeit passieren. Ja, geht also, wenn man so denkt, vielleicht könnte es passieren, so über Nacht. Es gab schon vieles. Ich meine, ne? Aber gut.
I promised you I'd make everything. Glad to see.
Goodbye.
Ah, die. Mal schauen, vielleicht hat die ja noch was im Plateau.
You again? What do you want?
Man sollte ja niemals die Hoffnung aufgeben, ne?
Well, I'll leave you for now.
Man weiß ja nicht. Ja, also der hat sich ja bis heute noch nicht gezeigt und der hat wie viele Millionen? 2, 3, 4? Ne, 2. Moment, das haben wir gleich. $3,8 Millionen. Jo. Vielleicht werde ich eines Tages auch so viel haben. Wer weiß. Das weiß man nie.
Yes, Doctor?
Haben wir sonst noch was?
Farewell, Sean.
Der wird sich wahrscheinlich auch nie zeigen. Nur seine engsten Freunde und Bekannten wissen, wie er aussieht. Gut, wenn man sie kennt, dann ja, vielleicht erfährt man dann, wie er aussieht. Oder
It's locked, all right.
schreiben. Da sind ein paar. Oh, die haben da Spaß. Keine Ahnung, 24 Stunden Stream, weiß nicht. Bis ich 100 Abos habe, das dauert noch ein Weilchen. So lange zwar auch noch nicht, aber bis dahin kann ich mir ja noch was überlegen. Aber es wird auf alle Fälle, wenn ich tatsächlich dann 100 Abos habe, 24 Stunden Stream geben. Das kann ich schon mal versprechen. Etwas, wenn wir da schon diesen 24 Stunden zum Zocken haben. Weil ich habe schon 24 Stunden Minecraft durchgedallt. Das war eintönig, aber hey. Worauf man sich auf alle Fälle freuen kann, ist, dass es sich wahrscheinlich dass ich das Game Darksiders 3 vorbestellt habe. Und ja, ich werde das auf alle Fälle auch noch streamen, sobald ich es habe. Freut euch darauf. Vielleicht werde ich alle 3 streamen. Kannst mir ja noch überlegen. Komm doch ruhig her. Tot. Mir dein Hals. Oh, das könnte noch ein Weilchen gehen, wenn... Kommt drauf an, wenn ich das durchgezockt habe, kommt das nächste Spiel, also. Darksiders wahrscheinlich. Unsere ultimative Attacke ist voll. Stirb! Immerhin kein Knoblauch gefüllter Werwolf. Knoblauch gefüllter? uns wird da schon irgendetwas einfallen, was wir noch zocken können. Ich meine, wir haben noch einen Minecraft Community Server, wo wir alles bauen können, was wir wollen. Wir haben dieses Spiel hier noch, Vamyr, wo wir noch fertig streamen müssen. Also die Liste ist lang. Die wird pro Game, wo ich wahrscheinlich bestelle und kaufe, immer länger. Das wird wahrscheinlich dann auch noch dazu kommen. So, hier. Puff. Was mir bisher immer aufgefallen ist, alle Knoblauch gefüllten Infizierten oder Skulls, ich weiß nicht, was das jetzt sind immer weiblich. Ich weiß nicht, was das Spiel mir damit sagen will.
Better go home, sir.
Und tot. Wer will noch mal, wer hat noch nicht? Hinten an Stelle Nummer 10. Vielen Dank, Dankeschön. Und danke für den Support. Auf eine großartige Community. Könnt mir langsam einen Namen für euch zulegen. Nice Dude oder mehr? Nee, klingt ein bisschen falsch. Ich überlege mir noch was. Nudeln ist auch schon vergeben. Wird auch falsch klingen. Oh. Och, hier bleibt einfach mein Abos. Eine Community, also gesagt. Oh. Ja, dein Haus. Puff. Ach, das war eine Knoblauchgefilter. Kein Wunder, dass die so übel geschmeckt hat. Meinen 82 Abonnenten schauen mir ungefähr 3 zu. Ein etwas. Als nichts. Die anderen können ja dann den Stream immer noch schauen, wenn ich dann fertig gestreamt habe. Nur ist das halt ein bisschen schade. Ich meine, wenn die irgendetwas schreiben wollten, können die ja genau noch in die Kommentare etwas schreiben. Würde das auch wieder nicht so viele machen. Gehen wir mal auf die andere Seite. Teleportiersprung. Wir schauen mal hier raus. Rauch.
I shall fear no evil.
Bums, die Bums und down ist er. Liegen bleiben. Ja? Wieder aufstehen. Wenn es geht. Aber ich glaube, wir haben ein ziemlich überzeugendes ja, Angebot ihm gemacht. Dass er jetzt liegen bleibt. Guck mal, die haben da auch Spaß. versteckt schon. Ja, kann ich gerne machen. Guck. Ich weiß den mal ein bisschen. Ich glaube, der hat einen bissfesten Hals, ne? Nee. Der wurde zu Tode gebissen. Das klingt nach einem schweren Fall von Asthma. Wir nehmen da unsere Ultrakeule und hauen ihm eins über die Rübe. Mal schauen, ob das hilft. Hat offensichtlich gewirkt. Ach, komm ruhig her. Oh, kommt ruhig her. Jetzt auch nicht besser gehen. Vielleicht jetzt schon, aber man weiß es ja nicht, ne?
This is Ascalon's domain. Prepare to endure.
Kann ich gerne machen. Ja, was haben wir denn für Witze? Verschiedene. Das ist, was wir das mal am besten machen sollten.
Die, traitor!
Irgendwelche Vorschläge? Für einen Witz? Ich meine, ich kenne verschiedene. Schwarze Humor, gute Witze, schlechte Witze, Flachwitze, Klopfwitze. Geht alles. Ja. Immer ein Klassiker. Einer zum Arzt, sagt Herr Doktor, ich habe meine Mundharmonika verschluckt. Sagt der Doktor, keine Sorge, kein Problem. Es war gut, dass Sie in dem Moment nicht am Klavier saßen. Noch eine mit Knoblauchgeschmack. Ih. außer dem Vieh so ein Kuckuck, die so voll mit Knoblauch werden konnte. Die sich vollgestopft, bis es nicht mehr ging und dann gesagt, ach komm, jetzt attackieren wir den. Wahrscheinlich.
Say, it ain't you! Stay back!
Warum sollte ich zurück? Ach so. Danke für die Warnung. Verwechselt sehr gerne die Fürworte zwischen Meer und hier, aber es sieht so danach aus. Gib mir dein Glück. Ich glaube nicht, dass der nochmal aufsteht. Wenn sind auch über den Jordan. In dein Blut.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Lecker. Riesengroße Oschi. Oh, aufspießen. Mal schauen. Der Schreier schrie wie am Spieß. Düdüm.
I have this thirst for blood.
Immer. Ah, da in der Nähe. Oh, halt. Geh rauf. Geh doch mal rein. Was zu verarbeiten? Nö, haben wir leider nicht. Kann man auch nichts machen, ne? Ah, einmal das hier. Alles hier. Schön. Da. haben wir auch. Ach ne. Könnte man so alles so ausrüsten, dass die enorm viel Blut abnimmt, aber hat man können. Machen wir die auf sehr viele Blutpunkte.
This one's mine! Die, beast! Out his force! Die, leech!
Werden mit Knoblauch rein. Danke.
All of you bloody leeches need killing!
Ach, jetzt halt. Wie die anderen auch nur so da stehen und sich so denken, okay, saugen ihn ruhig aus. So, schließen wir die Karre auf.
We have to stop it!
Oh, die sind so weit, so gut über den Jordan. Meine Güte, da schreit schon wieder irgend so ein Halbtoter die ganze Nachbarschaft zusammen. Oh, macht nichts, wir haben da eine gute Waffe, damit da schnell Ruhe ist. Schrei nochmal, dann komme ich vorbei. Höchstpersönlich. Tada! Ist keiner mehr. Also, Münzen ist alles nix.
There is a name engraved under the blood on on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Perhaps Enid's son.
Der Arme. Die Arme, meine ich natürlich. Gehen wir dann nochmal zu ihr. Da hat sie noch was zu erklären. So, ja, was mitteilen. Die Arme muss erfahren, dass ihr Sohn leider nicht mehr nach Hause kommt. Sehr schön. Ultimative Attacke ist auch wieder aufgeladen. Das freut uns. War die Dame nochmal? Ja. Drüben. Anderen Ufer, ne? Irgendwo dort. Oh, gute Nacht. Auf damit. Das ist ein richtiger Riss. Liegen bleiben. Aber. War, glaube ich. War die hier? Ne, die war hier unten. Gib mir dein Blut. Und tot. Der hätte uns nicht attackieren müssen. Ich meine. Die uns immer attackieren. Keine Ahnung.
No one's there.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Wo ist sie hin? Fehler macht.
Good evening, young man. Goodbye.
Oh, Gott sei Dank.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite the stranger to these parts.
There's nobody here.
Haus ist leer. Wo ist sie denn? Was hast du mit ihr angestellt?
Good evening, young man.
There's no need to...
I found...
That makes sense.
If you say so.
Take this for your trouble.
Goodbye. Good evening.
Are you sure no...
Goodbye.
Ach, noch ein Unterschlupf. Wie schön.
You again.
Well,
Hin. Also. Ist noch irgendwie am Leben. Irgendwo. Aber irgend so ein ganz mieses Gefühl. Irgendwie, irgendwo. Ganz, ganz mieses Gefühl. Keine Ahnung warum. Nein.
I will return later.
I know I've got something that'll strike your fancy. If not, I'll find you something.
Keine Ahnung. Also. Dieser Jones, also irgendwo sein. Wo der ältere Dame hin. Also, Hallo Jones ist der nächste Big Boss sozusagen, den wir kämpfen müssen. Dort. Den üblichen 3. Die ältere Dame ist nicht mehr da. Weiß nicht, wo die hin ist.
Bigger problems elsewhere.
Komm schon, du musst
Good
doch was
evening,
wissen.
Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed!
Und
Goodbye.
So much. A vampire king is in a distance.
Durchgang. Nein.
Please, sir. Come and have a gander.
Good evening.
There's no need.
Are you...
This it.
Goodbye. Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call.
man normalerweise rein?
There's no one in.
Werden sie in jedem Bezirk suchen, wo wir können.
It's locked.
Blutspur. Was passiert hier?
This is a slaughterhouse. From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Ja? Oder ist...
It's locked.
Der ist dran. Der ist dran. Ich glaube, du hast ein bisschen Erzählerdrang.
Good evening, Mr. Fishman.
Yeah, yeah.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
Ich möchte sie verstehen.
As a man of science, I'd like to try to understand why you killed those people.
Why does there need to be a reason? They were just there. It happened. That's all.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum. I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
What's your
I
occupation?
take care of my mum.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
Death is an appropriate punishment for your crimes, Seymour Fishburne. Cherish every day that you spend as a free man.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Goodbye,
Zeit, dass wir Mrs. Fishburne finden.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reed.
Zeit, dass wir mit ihr reden. Mal schauen, wie sie darüber denkt.
It's locked, all right.
What can I do for you, Dr. Reed?
Do you have...
I just heard... Hey.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his... episodes.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
There is no cure for murder, Mrs. Fishburne. Only justice.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
Die sind nicht verantwortlich.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Goodbye.
Please don't stay.
Fishburne? Immer noch.
Good evening.
Yeah, yeah.
Tja. Er hat andere Menschen getötet.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Denke. Wir erstatten ihm die letzte Ehre. Bom.
Good evening.
Yeah, yeah.
Können wir ihn da hochnehmen? Über eine Treppe geht's nicht.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah, yeah.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah, yeah.
Ist wirklich ein Kreuz mit dem. Ich meine, der wäre der Einzige, der wahrhaftig ja den Tod verdient hat. Der hat ja ein paar umgebracht. Aber komm, wir bringen ihn mal dahin, wo er die anderen auch umgebracht hat. Wir können ihn nicht weiter runternehmen.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Fish. Good evening.
Yeah, yeah.
Wir könnten ja mal dem Dingens hier hintergehen. Er war ja der Detective. Ich denke, das wäre vielleicht etwas angemessen. Oh, du bist doch auch hier dieser komische.
Are you... Goodbye, Mr.
Nein, die sind alle soweit gesund.
Your blood is
Bums die Bums und down ist er. Oh, sie ist wieder da. Gut.
Please, sir. Come and
Good
have a
evening,
gander.
Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course.
Na dann, wir müssen ihr noch die schreckliche Nachricht überbringen.
So,
Enid, have you really no idea what happened to your son? No idea at all.
I've not seen Jack for so long. I lose track of time. Has something bad happened to him?
Jack is dead, Miss Gillingham.
Of course he's not. I've seen him. Tonight, in fact. Ever the joker, Dr. Tippets.
Enid, Jack is...
Of course.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
Dann gehen wir nun mal nochmal zu dem Dingens, zu diesem
Doctor? Well,
I was lucky.
why do
I don't think so. You had better... What are you...
I told? Yes,
What about...
I know.
Why...
Criminal.
I'd like to...
Then all right.
Why...
Criminals, really.
I'd like to report a name, Inspector.
Then all right, then.
Okay, wir können ihn doch
Goodbye.
nicht mehr
Goodbye.
anzeigen. Schade. Und dann gehen wir nochmal zurück zu dem.
Women die too in this war.
Someone you're close to.
Also gehen wir nochmal dort unten hin.
Good evening.
Well,
I'm Dr.
and I am Arch.
Do you have
The man?
What can
People used to...
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the wet boot boys. We looked out for the docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
If you were...
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout, if you catch my meaning.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named. An old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though. Despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Alles klar.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
I never thought I'd live to see the last days of London. Just another thing I was wrong about, I suppose.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Aha.
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
As a practitioner, I believe science will provide a new standard of welfare. It's just a matter of time.
I'd like to believe you, Doctor. But recently all science has been good for is mustard gas and machine guns.
But what about social progress? What about women getting the right to vote? Things can change for the better.
I've never voted, not once. And my wife, God rest her soul, she was too busy taking care of the kids to vote.
Alles klar.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed. that I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
Goodbye, sir.
Mal schauen, wer denn noch so alles Redebedarf hat.
You still working at this?
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
I was told he caught a deadly disease but survived against all odds. Maybe he really is touched by grace.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation?
Of course I am. Everywhere's deserted, houses, streets all empty. People buying guns. We hear them go off every night. It's bloody frightening.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
If you're uncertain about your safety here, the docks might not be the right place for you.
I got responsibilities. And it's not like I got the money to move anywhere else anyway.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Goodbye, Miss Cap. Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What?
Do you have any recent news of Sean?
I still sleep.
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hit that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
More contagion, more despair, more guns and more dead. More alcohol.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure, I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist, and I believe that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson and Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
Like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
The victims. They were not the target then.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
No, Dyson, they didn't all die. I met a boy who survived the explosion.
I never heard of an injured boy.
Not a scratch on him. I suspect he wasn't in the car when it exploded.
In the car? You mean...
Yes, Dyson. You killed his parents.
Why tell me this?
I don't know. Perhaps one day you'll talk to him and tell him the truth.
Who is that boy? How can I find him?
That's easy. Most of the time, he's in the same place. The place you never want to go back to. I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor. Make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Wieder einer, der eigentlich einen Tod verdient hätte. Aber egal.
Goodbye.
Welcome back.
Have you got any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
It's still there, just like the turquoise turtle. That means there is still hope, somehow.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad, thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Well, something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only...
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Blah.
Goodbye.
Times like these,
You still work?
drinks just as likely to cause a problem as the soul.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
You know, it would be nice to see each other outside the pub.
It's locked, all right.
Yeah, me too. Ah, sieh einer an. Da oben muss ich hin.
Don't forget to count each bullet you fire.
You told me that already.
Nice shot. You learn quickly. Pointing an empty gun could be a fatal mistake.
It's easier when I picture the bastard's face.
Interessant. Warum die wohl feiern üben? Oh, wir werden es schon herausfinden, warum.
You still work?
I know.
I just want to feel safe.
You should learn to relax.
I don't care.
Good.
Welcome back.
Why are you teaching your waitress how to use a pistol?
Sabrina is a nice girl who's already faced a lot of problems in her life. She does not need another.
Alles klar.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Damn it. I think drink no longer stood.
You still work?
Goodbye.
Being cursed or not is just another lost orphan.
You know, it would be nice to see each other outside the pub.
For now, everything seems under control.
Hier rein. Zwillinge.
I cannot enter.
Hier wäre das Lager von denen, aber nee. Mal schauen, wo ist das Lager? Sagen Ihnen mal, wo das Lagerhaus ist.
Welcome back. Well,
Since I'm here...
Perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my...
How could a physician help you?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor...
Doctors aren't in...
Oh, thank you.
Goodbye.
Er hat ein kleines Lager hinter der Quarantänezone. Toll. Vielleicht irgendwo hier. Ciao. Oder irgendwo hinter einer Quarantänezone. Hinter welcher Quarantänezone, mein Lieber? Ort, so. Bisschen genauer. Ich habe da noch eine Idee, wo wir hingehen können. Ein bisschen weit, aber immerhin. Komm mal wieder hier hin.
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affection. These men. company of professional vampire hunters. Good evening, Mr.
Yeah, yeah.
Jetzt abwarten, so 1, 2 Minütchen.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Die ist weg. Mal schauen. Vielleicht bekommt er da noch was raus.
Stupid. Tired of the maggot always hanging around our house anyway.
My God, Seymour. Have you hurt the boy?
Of course not. Why do you care so much about that cockroach? Do I need to talk to rats to get some attention too?
Don't be so childish. You know I love you, Seymour.
But you worry more about that stupid maggot.
Don't speak about him that way. Rufus has always been the kindest boy.
Yeah? Unlike your real son, right?
So. Zeit für die letzte Information, mein Lieber.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah, yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people. What can I...
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr.
Heard it.
I heard that
Rufus
Seymour.
You mean his brute?
Yes, sir.
Is that jealousy, I sense?
No, no. I'm sure she loves him. What mother doesn't love their own? But she's so sad.
What do you mean?
It passes across her eyes sometimes, when she thinks she's alone. She hides it from everyone.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care. It's locked, all right. Good evening.
Yeah, yeah.
Seymour, why are you scaring young Rufus?
I don't like his act to gain me mother's trust. I don't like it at all.
Little bugger is like a fly around shit.
Young Rufus seems quite harmless.
I don't believe in kindness nor innocence, sir. The boy is either a fool or a hypocrite who hides his hand well.
Ja, dann hat das nicht anders verdient, wenn er niemandem helfen will.
The wet boys. Lost boys will be more fitting now.
Welcome back.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her for sure.
What is bothering you then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Alles klar.
Goodbye, Miss.
Ich finde, der andere, der ein paar Leute hat umgebracht. Entscheidet ihr, sollen wir den aussaugen, der andere Leute umgebracht hat und niemandem helfen will, oder nicht? Der hier, ne?
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah, yeah.
Frage an die Community. Mr. Fishburne, aussaugen für das, was er getan hat oder nicht? Aussagen oder so lassen. Denkt, er hat ein paar Leute umgebracht und will niemandem helfen. Also denjenigen, die er selber unterdrückt, hilft er nicht. Obwohl es könnte. Ach komm, wir saugen ihn aus.
You tricked me good, Doctor. Tell me, who will take the blame for your murders now that I'm dead?
Good evening.
Of course. Does grow eyes in the back of that head, sir.
It's locked.
Gentlemen are easy targets in these parts. I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. I've been nothing but worry.
Ja. Immer zum Unterschlupf und da beenden wir dann den Stream. Das ist ja einer. So, ich denke, wir haben einiges geschafft heute. Ich würde mich auf alle Fälle über eine positive Bewertung freuen. Vergessen nicht zu abonnieren, wenn ihr möchtet. Einen Kommentar dazulassen. So, beim nächsten Mal wieder einzuschalten, wenn ich streame. Wir werden dann auch im nächsten Stream wieder mehr looten, ne, und leveln. Ja, schauen, was wir dann so für Wehwehchen haben beim nächsten Mal. Dem her, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal sage ich ein nice Dude. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und Cheerio. Ciao.